So tell us about packing up and moving to London to study voice and theatre when you were only 18.
Well, actually, I didn't actually go at first to study voice and theatre. That sort of happened secondary. I just went to sort of escape and be my own person and leave and explore the world and find myself. And I'd always envisioned going to London when I was younger, growing up, so I just went. I got a working holiday visa and saved a little bit of money and went to London blind and eventually found this school that I wanted to go to, and yeah, the rest is history. It was an amazing time, and I spent about, I guess, a year and a half or so there.
Fantastic. And did you actually do any theatre while you were there, or did you do that later?
As part of school, yeah. So yeah. I joined the school. I took a voice concentration, but we did acting as well. So yeah. We did 3 productions over the course of a year, and in the final one, it's called The Happy Prince, based on an Oscar Wilde tale, and I was the Happy Prince. No, I kept dreaming about a recording career for the next 6-7 years. I didn't actually leave or pursue it seriously for, I guess, until I was about 26, 27, when I was in finance and decided to leave my job just to give it an honest shot. Yeah. So yeah, that came a little bit later, but I always wanted to do that, of course.
And you've always had this gorgeous voice.
If I... How do I answer that modestly?
So, I mean, like, were you able to sing right from the beginning, like
yeah.
as you were a kid, and yet you didn't pursue it till later on? Yeah.
My earliest memory of singing was, I guess, was about 4 years old. When I was born in Saskatchewan, and my family was out there, part of churches and stuff like that. So I was actually put in this singing company for kids at about 4, and the conductor of that group recognized my love for music and love for singing and I guess some talent, so she gave me a role, and I actually bailed on the day. we showed up, we did all this rehearsal, and then we had to, we showed up for the day. The church was full of people to perform in front of, but I found out I had to wear shorts during my...
No way!
And I said no way, so I literally bailed on it, and my sister luckily knew my lines, so she filled in for me, but that was my first performing experience, was me red-faced, crying in the hallway outside, saying, "No, I'm not doing it."
No shorts for me.
No short, and because of shorts, yes.
That's hysterical. Now, when you decided to pursue a recording career, were you out right off the bat, or did you come out later?
No, I wasn't out. I was out to close friends, and yeah, I guess I sort of had conflicting information being thrown at me, like, you should be out, you shouldn't be out. Yeah. So it was sort of a soul-searching process before actually deciding, you know, what my direction was going to be with my music. So no, I wasn't out when I decided to do it. Yeah. Fully, anyway.
And how has it been for you?
A lot easier. Yeah. It's so easy to just be yourself, you know, and then there's not as much backlash or, you know, as many haters as I thought there would be. So it's been great. I really have no interest in hiding or putting a facade on or anything like that anymore. So I'm just happy to be myself and just do what I do, and you know, life's good.
Your first album, Masquerade, now this was an EP, correct?
Yep, yep. 6 songs.
Okay, and did you write any of the songs on that album?
Yeah, I co-wrote most of it. We did one cover of Frozen by Madonna. Yep. We also did a song by Levi Christ and Paris Barkley. They wrote that and gave it to me to perform on this album, or to record. And then me and Levi wrote one, and then the rest was written by me and my producer, Chris Jantz.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I was wondering that was one of my questions, is how did you get hooked up with Levi?
Yeah, funny story. I mean, I just, I had this vision for this album, and I wanted a certain direction to be taken. And I reached out to Levi, having never met him before and only hearing about him through a radio interview that he did. So I just sent him an email, said this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it. Poured out my heart in this email. And he wrote back to me and said, yeah, I'd love to be involved. So at first I just asked him if he wanted to feature on a song that we had written, that I would write and present to him, but we actually ended up writing together. So. Oh,
that's fantastic. Yeah. Did you do it long distance, or did you go there, or he come here?
Yeah, he was in Chicago at the time doing $1 Million Quartet before it went to Broadway. Right. And then by email, basically by Facebook, sending MP3s back and forth and just collaborating that way by phone. So yeah, it's a new world of songwriting.
I know, it's so different.
That was the only one that was by distance. The other ones with Chris Jantz. With me and him, it was sort of different. I'm more strong on the lyrical side of things, so I present him with poems that I had written, or ideas that I had fleshed out and brainstormed about, and he would take it and make a pop song out of it. So that's sort of how the process went.
Obviously you had this massive exposure through the 2010 Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
And your song Today, which was became the theme song for the Olympic host city of Richmond.
That's right.
And how did all that happen?
A lot of serendipity has happened through this whole process. This was just another example of that. A friend of mine, Richard Bouillet, is a director, and he was brought on to direct this corporate engagement project for the city of Richmond. They were going to do this Olympic video, which morphed into this huge project, huge undertaking with a lot of recognition being sent its way. So they were just going to choose a regular song and just one that had already been recorded and just adopt it as their anthem. But Richard brought me in and asked if I could get a song ready for the Olympics and present it to Richmond. And luckily, with Chris Jance's help, he wrote that song just for this and recorded it, and we had it ready in a matter of a week. And Richmond picked it up, and yeah, we spent tons and tons of time making that music video. It was a great experience.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's a really nice video too.
Thank you.
It's full of beautiful people getting excited and
very
Canadian.
Happy people,
very
flags and red everywhere. Yeah.
it's great. It's very Canadian.
Yeah.
And do you have a most memorable moment from that experience?
Yeah, I was super excited about day one. We had 5 days of filming, tons of locations, tons of people being involved. But day one we had a shoot at Canby Secondary, which is a high school in Richmond.
Right.
And I was just excited because all these kids had volunteered to be part of it, and they learned this routine to incorporate into the video. And a lot of what I do in my message is for people of that age group, because that's when I had a lot of difficulty growing up. So I was really excited about meeting these kids and sharing a few words with them and just hanging out with them for the afternoon. So that was day one, and that was amazing. Also, another highlight was one of my dreams being fulfilled, being filmed by a helicopter. So that was fun. Within about 50 feet, the helicopter came, was filming us. So that was the whole purpose of the album was to sort of reach out to people on both sides of this great divide of sexuality and faith, and to sort of bring them together and try to have a message of reconciliation. And I really think that Madonna song, Frozen, you're frozen when your heart's not open, really fits into that theme. Because especially for the faith side of things, because a lot of the challenge is that minds and hearts are closed, and they're not really willing to adapt or to change their minds on things. So I think it's a really fitting song.
Very recently, you have been nominated for 2 Out Music Awards.
I'm honored. Yeah, in Best Pop Song for Masquerade and International Artist, I think, for Masquerade as well. I Sleep Talk.
There we go.
Yes.
Do you scare him to death with that?
No, he actually tries to use it against me. Because he's like, every time he thinks I'm hiding something or whatever, he's like, just you wait, I'm going to ask you when the time is right. And I know exactly what he means, because he can ask me in my sleep and I'll answer him. And
totally honestly.
So yeah, I have sleeping problems now. I can't sleep.
Because you're afraid of what you're going to say.
Exactly.
So
we live on top of the mountain and life is good.
What is your favorite thing to do on a weekend, the two of you?
That
you can tell us about.
Because
it is a PG rating.
Well, it's very quiet up where we live. There's a gym right there, so we go in the hot tub and the pool, and the gym sometimes.
More the pool and the hot tub.
More the pool and the hot tub, yeah. And I like to read. We like to read and sit around lounge and watch movies and stuff, and cook. I like cooking.
Lovely.
Yeah. And wine. Throw a glass of wine or two in there, and we're happy.